Hello and welcome to our latest episode of Women in Mobility, an initiative of Mobility Outlook. And we have with us today Ms. Manja Greimeier. She is Senior Vice President and Head of Segment ADAS, Business Area Autonomous Mobility at Continental AG. Manja graduated in Business Administration and Economics at the University of Mannheim, Germany. She started her professional career in 2003 in R&D and Project Controlling at Valeo in Germany. As of 2006, she held several positions as project manager and senior project manager for ultrasonic and laser scanner technologies. In 2012, she took over responsibilities as Director Project Management for the Global Project Management Department, Ultrasonic Sensor Technologies. In 2015, she was appointed Product Segment Director for Valeo Vision Systems in Ireland for the Global Technical Product Line Camera Technology. After 14 years at Valeo, Manja joined Continental in 2017 as Vice President for Sales and Project Management within the business unit ADAS. In January 2022, she took over the role of Head of Segment Advanced Driver Assistance Systems as Senior Vice President within the Continental Business Area, Autonomous Mobility and Safety. In her capacity, she reports directly to Frank Penzik, Head of Autonomous Mobility Business Area and member of the Continental Automotive Board. Manja, it's a pleasure to have you on our show today. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Deepanshu. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Manja, I would like to start off by understanding from you, you look at a professional journey of 20 years. What defines you as a professional?
Yeah, Deepanshu, I think I'm a leader who is leading with empathy. So I really believe in people and I trust from the start. I believe in the capabilities and the good intentions and the competencies of my team. Mm-hmm. I also have, I think, high expectation towards myself, and I also expect a lot from my team, as I think it's important to be ambitious in this very competitive environment. So right. I want us to win. Mm-hmm. And also I think I feel that this environment I'm working in, this industry, has a strong purpose. So I think we can also bring something back to society by increasing the safety and reducing the number of fatal accidents. And I think that's also motivating me a lot to drive this mission.
Manja, one very important thing that you said is about, I want us to win, right? So the focus on us is very important while you grow as a professional, also develop a team under you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's not possible without a strong team. Mm-hmm. And I think it's also important as a leader that I take myself not too serious, not too important mm-hmm. in this journey for sure. It's important that we sell a vision, that we connect, but also I think it's up to the team in the end that brings the success.
Right. Manja, take us through your career journey, how you started, the growth that you've experienced, and what you are today as a professional.
So I started as a controller in a finance department. That's also my background. I studied business administration. And my first years of my career were very much in an expert environment. I was learning a lot about the company, about the business. But after a while, I felt I want to get more connected with the product and more connected also with customers to really influence also the future. Mm-hmm. And I think I found myself in the field of project management very much at home. Okay. Because I was able to really learn general management from that area, because I have different functions. I have the opportunity to learn lateral leadership, and with a motivated team and being connected also to the customer, I could also sense what is really the reality of the company, of the products, of our capabilities. And that drove me for many, many years and grew my career in project management. And as a director of project management, I was also, I would say, the first time sitting at the table.
Okay.
So the first time I was really feeling I have achieved something where I can influence also the organization, because over the years in project management, I also felt there are certain gaps in the organization and the project teams need to overcome them. And that was my opportunity to influence processes, methods, tools, the culture as well. And I was quite happy then to also be appointed to be, let's say, the representative of the general manager, because I knew the customers, I knew the business. I could actually feel myself quite comfortable in this role. And after a while, I also wanted to drive my own business. And I got the opportunity then to go to Ireland and to learn this. For sure, on the job, but it was the first, let's say, opportunity where I really drove my own business, the camera unit in Ireland, and I could also achieve with a very strong and very connected team. I could achieve also to become more global, to grow the business, and also to make sure that we have really an international footprint, local for local strategy to serve all the markets and all the customers.
Okay.
So then joining Conti, I would say then for me it was good to have also a different culture, because after many years in the same environment, it's also good to push yourself and push yourself out of the comfort zone.
Right.
And yeah, I learned a lot so far after 5 years in Continental. ADAS, I stayed connected since then, and I truly believe that running the unit now in ADAS in Conti is a very, very interesting mission with my team, selling the vision, making an impact, and growing the business.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Manja, I'm sure, through your journey, through your professional career, there must have been some moments, some incidents that sort of helped shape you as a leader. Could you share some of those anecdotes with us?
Yeah, I think moments where you learn the most is probably also where you fail and where you experience that you have certain things to learn. And I think that shaped me the most when I was able to see also that maybe things are working out, other things are not working out. Maybe also when I can talk about one situation where maybe selected someone into a position and the mission was too big. So I needed to support, I needed to help. And sometimes, you have to also realize that maybe it's too complicated and you need to help and coach. And then it's really also a learning where you really assess the capabilities of the person, really assess the environment of the business,
right,
and the situation the person is in. So to learn from that and also, to maybe sometimes take it a bit more slow. And I also think one thing I wanted to share is that when I connected also to different industries in a learning environment where I was with CEDEP in SEAT, where I could learn also general management skills from today's challenges.
Okay.
I think that was a very good experience, because I can only recommend that to everyone, to connect to different industries, to see the challenges that are there and to help each other to overcome those challenges from many different perspectives. Because also I feel that the industries are getting more and more connected. We face similar challenges, and I think we can also connect much more to actually find common solutions.
Okay. How do you define yourself as a leader? What's your approach to leadership, Manja?
Yeah, I think I'm very approachable. I also I really like to understand what's going on. So I appreciate to have crosstalks with many different people in the organization to share what's driving the person, what is maybe hindering the person to be successful. And also, I believe that it's important to understand also what situation are the people in, what are the processes, what can they do well, and what's not working. So for me, that's what I always do is I stay connected very closely. That's one. Then the second is I think for me as a leader, I really, as I mentioned also at the beginning, I trust from the start, and I think that's also what I get back from the people, that they realize, okay, I can grow, I can get recommendations from Manja, and I can also share openly what's concerning me, so that we are learning as a team and that we are all becoming better and improving.
How do you strike a balance between being Manja, being a personal, let's say a family person, to being a professional? How do you strike that balance, Manja?
I think that's a constant challenge that everyone probably has. For me, I think I take a lot of energy from certainly my family, my friends. Right. I love traveling, and I can also say that I don't consider work to be a burden or something that I need to balance all the time. Sure. It's really, I take also energy from travel, from connecting to the teams, to see also different cultures, different environments. And that keeps me going.
Right. What's your view on the current mobility ecosystem, Manja? How do you see this sort of evolving over the next few years?
Yeah, the mobility ecosystem is really the headline for me is change. It's extremely dynamic, and there are huge opportunities, tremendous opportunities. So we are in a hyper growth environment where I think that also the changing consumer behaviors, but also the role of regulators and new forms of cooperation will influence this industry. Right. And I think more and more that the end consumer needs and what does the end consumer really want should drive the design that we are taking to find solutions for problems. And I think see a strong disconnect between hardware and software now, than much more than in the past. We all talk about the software-defined vehicle, right? Where you say, okay, first we should design what is the end consumer value. We define the architecture and the software, and then we go and think about the hardware. Today we do it the other way around, and we see a lot of limitations in going the other way around. It's not working anymore. Okay. And I think that needs to change. And also, I think personally, for me, it's important to connect to partners because there is so much knowledge out there, and we can only do it together. So I think this openness and strong collaboration with partners is something that will drive also the future of this ecosystem.
Very interesting, Manja. And what are the kind of opportunities that you see for women in this changing and evolving ecosystem?
Yeah, I think it's a very tech-driven environment where I see tremendous opportunities for women who are interested in tech. But I also see leadership opportunities much more arising because I think we have such a strong need of people. And we just cannot simply ignore that we have 50% of talents, of female talents. We can just say, okay, we maybe don't find them in this leadership positions, or maybe they don't select the right studies to bring the skills. I think we really need to leverage these opportunities, and we need to make sure that we attract women for tech. And there are so many role models which we need to make more visible and which need to also help connect to help, let's say, young female engineers to dare to step up.
Right. Leadership is also an evolving process, right, Manja? I mean, individuals grow, they grow as leaders, as professionals. But in this transformation that we see in the mobility sector, what are going to be those critical areas that leaders must also focus on?
I think it is crucial that we have a story. When we drive a business, I think to attract really in this competing environment, attract people and to really bring them on board, we need to have a story. And the story is not necessarily connected to the brand. It's connected also to people. So I think I need to, and also everyone who wants to be successful, I think we need to share our stories, why we are doing this, why should people join us, and how was my journey. And that's also one of the reasons why we are talking, because I think it's very important to share this, and also that people can relate and connect to the stories. So I think being on social media, I think, is more and more crucial. And the other thing I think is that what we need to learn is to not be able to plan anymore so much. So we were focusing for maybe 3 years plans, 5 years plans, but we are driving kind of on site in the fog sometimes, and we need to admit that this is the reality. So we need to have a strong team that protects us from taking too much risk, involve all the perspective, and really take decisions and execute, And if the direction is not good and we fail, we need to adjust. So I think this is really important that we have this flexibility. And also, I think that we need to understand the trends of this mobility ecosystem. We need to be able to catch, let's say, the next big thing early enough, so that we can really also create a unique selling point in this market.
Wonderful. One final question, Manja. What's going to be your message to young women looking to make a career in this mobility industry?
Yeah, what I would say to my younger self maybe is that don't worry too much. Believe in your strengths, be confident, and the best is yet to come. Okay.
On that note, Manja, truly appreciate you taking time to speak to Mobility Outlook for our program Women in Mobility. Thank you.
It was a great pleasure. Thank you, Dipanshu.